AI image generators have changed how designers start their work. You can type a prompt and instantly generate a Y2K aesthetic, a cyberpunk graphic, or a minimalist logo without picking up a pen. But holding a high-resolution JPEG on your hard drive does not mean you have a functional clothing brand. The actual friction of building an apparel company happens during translation, moving digital pixels from a backlit screen onto physical cotton fabric. Because screen printing presses and digital printers have very different technical requirements, this friction forces you into one of two paths. Your choice of artwork, whether it's a simple line or a deep gradient, effectively chooses your factory for you. Success in the 2026 market depends on matching your digital art concept with the specific physical production workflow it was built for. We can see these paths by comparing two different approaches to branding: the minimalist, heavyweight look of modern streetwear, and the visually dense, multicolored aesthetic of subcultural festival wear. These two styles use different fabrics and different ink systems, meaning they require completely different business strategies to succeed in urban environments. This chart helps evaluate your specific path by plotting design complexity against your print method. The x-axis tracks the artwork itself, from a simple vector logo on the left to highly complex, generative raster art on the right. The y-axis tracks how that art is applied. At the bottom, you are working within the strict color limits of traditional screen printing. At the top, you rely on digital printing. Once you choose an aesthetic, you've also chosen your manufacturing constraints. Let's look at how the first path operates. The first path is the Streetwear Purist. This style is built on heavy cotton blanks, boxy silhouettes, and highly intentional, minimalist graphics. By focusing on thick fabrics and structural drape rather than loud designs, these brands project a sense of quality that allows them to command a premium price. To maintain that premium feel, you have to use traditional screen printing. The ink is pressed physically into the fibers, creating a tactile graphic that is durable enough for daily wear. This creates a bottleneck. Generative tools output images as raster pixels, static grids of color, but a screen printing press needs mathematical vector files to create the stencils. This makes an extra step mandatory. You use AI auto-tracing tools to convert pixels into scalable geometric paths. You're limited to 8 colors, and high setup costs mean holding physical inventory. Scaling a streetwear brand requires you to spend less time on complex AI prompts and more time on garment specifications and vector precision. The second path is the Subcultural Artisan. This brand serves highly engaged festival communities and the psychedelic apparel niche. The aesthetic here is maximalist, relying on dense sacred geometry and complex UV-reactive fractal patterns. This movement is rooted in visionary art, which attempts to depict altered states of consciousness through hyper-detailed imagery and intricate gradients. Today, creators use advanced prompt engineering to generate these specific interdimensional patterns, achieving a level of complexity that would take months to illustrate by hand. But there is a technical trade-off. Generating a file with millions of colors locks you entirely out of the screen printing market. You have to manufacture using direct-to-garment, or DTG, printing. This method functions like a massive high-definition inkjet for fabric. The risk with DTG is consistency. If the white ink underbase isn't perfectly calibrated, those digital gradients will render as muddy or inconsistent on the final shirt. While this path turns apparel into a legitimate canvas for visionary art, it requires you to accept higher production costs per unit and a slower manufacturing pace. The final path is the e-commerce optimizer. These creators chase rapid, internet-native trends like Y2K chrome logos or vaporwave aesthetics. Their strategy is pure volume. They use AI to generate dozens of designs a day, testing multiple visual niches to see what gains traction on social media. To move that fast, they fulfill orders through print-on-demand dropshippers, who handle everything from printing to delivery. This allows for massive catalog expansion without any upfront investment in inventory. The downside is that you sacrifice control over the garment's structure and overall quality. You are effectively gambling that the customer values the novelty of the design over the quality of the shirt. This path forces you to compete on disposable hype, making it difficult to build long-term brand equity compared to the other two models. Generating an image is the easy part. Shipping a high-quality garment is the real challenge. Your business model should dictate your AI use, not the other way around. This matrix maps each of the 3 profiles to the tools required to execute them correctly. The Streetwear Purist needs simple AI, vector tracing software, and a local screen printer who can handle high GSM cotton. The Subcultural Artisan needs advanced prompting skills and a specialized DTG house that understands how to calibrate complex gradients. The POD Optimizer needs a high-volume AI workflow and a seamless integration with dropshipping infrastructure. In a market flooded with AI concepts, the advantage belongs to the creators who master the physical execution of their art.